I once wore rejection like a second skin. It clung to me and whispered in my ears, "You'll never be enough." Its echoes filled the rooms of my heart, reminding me of every closed door and every word that cut deeper than silence. They said it wasn't what they wanted, that I wasn't enough to fit in, not tall enough, not bright enough, not worthy enough, and they believed it, letting it seep into my bones. It wasn't just words, it wasn't the looks, the side glances, the way they spoke over me like I was invincible. I was the outsider, the one they always left behind. But one day I stumbled on a verse that didn't judge me. A verse that told me not as broken, but as something that could be made whole. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2 became my heartbeat. A reminder that I was more than the whispers and more than the scars. See, the world was shaping me, shaping my mind into believing the lies, to fit into modes I was never meant for. It taught me that I wasn't good enough, that my worth was tied to approval, to acceptance and to the rise. But God said, do not conform. He didn't want me to shrink down to their size. He wanted me to rise to be who He created me to be, not who they said I should be. So I began to let go, letting go of the weight of rejection, the shame that I wasn't good enough. I started seeing my reflection differently, not through their eyes, but through God's eyes. My spiritual eyes got open to a level where I saw my worth wasn't in their hands, it was in God's hands. See, when the world says you're not good enough, God says you're my masterpiece. When they try to label you as less, God calls you chosen. When they try to close the door, He gives me a sign. I wasn't meant to fit in their space, I was meant to stand in God's grace. Rejection doesn't hold me down, I'm no longer bound. I walk with hope, my head held high, knowing I'm loved, no need to ask why. So if you feel left out today, like you don't belong, like you've lost your way, remember this truth: you are more than enough. Stronger than words, braver than tough. Let your mind be filled with light. Step out of the shadows into the bright. You ain't what the world says you are. You are God's shining beautiful star.